The Death of Juliet by Mark Evan Chinsky. An author's note. I set this play in the afterlife because I wanted Ned's last audience to be all of us. This is a work of possibility, since so little is actually known about the historical Edmund Ned Shakespeare. However, the dates referred to in this play align with the facts we know them, as Ned would have been 15 in 1959, oh my goodness, I can't read numbers, 1595, when Romeo and Juliet first premiered, the perfect age for a boy actor to play the role of Juliet. Ned died in 1607, the year Antony and Cleopatra debuted.
The men who play the men get all the credit. Do you think that anyone will remember that I was the first boy to play Juliet? That Romeo and Juliet played to packed houses because of my performance? Not bloody likely. They'll write about Richard Burbage's brilliance as Romeo, and my brother Will's script, another Shakespeare masterpiece. But no one will remember us boys, small clubs we are, mate, the ones who play the women, who make Will's plays really sing and cause grown men to weep. Pardon me while I give my face-to-face. I'm not bitter. Really, I'm not. Do I care if the first of us who first breathed life into these roles don't get the glory we deserve? No, loves. I got something out of it that was better than immortality. And I'm not envious. I owe my brother, Will, everything. When he first told me I was to play Juliet, all he said is that he'd written this exquisite part for me. That was the word he used, exquisite. And that I'd better not mess it up. I liked that a name got good billing. I might have only been 15, but I knew Will hadn't put a lady's name in one of his titles before. Go look for yourself. Oh yes, there's Taming of the Shrew, but you don't see Kate in that title. So, when he said he wanted me for the girl in Romeo and Juliet, I saw that look he gets on his face when he's sure he's nailed something. I knew he was giving me a gift. And then I read it. I'm sitting in Will's tiny place, reading all these lines fast, just to get the gist of it, and I can't believe my eyes. Will was right. The part is exquisite, with a balcony scene, a potion, a dagger, very theatrical. I could just imagine the groundlings leaning in real close after I wake, and they lean into the stage bawling like babies as I stab myself. You know, the scene after I find Romeo's already done himself in. Pure gold for an actor who knew how to play it. And I did. Loves, a hush like death crept over the entire playhouse, and then the crowd gasped as I woke in that stone-cold tomb and saw Romeo lying there dead next to me. They felt it was real because it was. For me, not just the part of trying to kill myself, though I do know a bit about that too. When you're a boy like me, it's hard not to feel every day like you're dying. And no one knows. The stupid ones just call you names, and the gentle ones, like Will, didn't know what to do with me. But before I started apprenticing, I felt it would have been better to just put an end to my misery once and for all. I mean, what was I, a boy who didn't feel like one? Who hated everything about my body and the way I had to dress and talk and pretend to be what I'm not? Bloody sure I was the only one who felt that way. Or so I thought, until Will got real worried about me and saved my life by asking me to join his band of players, the Lord Chamberlain's men. That's where I found my true self, in Juliet. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. Oh, I have bought the mansion of love. So much joy in seeing myself new. Call me but Juliet, and I'll be baptized. Henceforth I'll never be Ned. I remember how it began. My very first month with the troupe, they put me in long hair and a beautiful gown of silk and lace, and taught me a different way of using my voice. And when they asked if I minded, I said, "Mind, this is how I want to be forever and ever." And Robbie Goff, one of the other boys who was all got up, snickered, but I didn't care. Getting to be a woman was the real thing for me. It's being a male that's the play acting part. Early on in that first month of my apprenticeship, Will saw me do a scene from some old play. He took me aside and asked, "How do you come by this so naturally, Ned? Playing a girl." I said, "It's not playing, Will." He was the first person I told that to. That about how as a girl I could finally be who I always knew I was. From the way he nodded, I think he understood. I asked Will if he could put a name to what I was feeling. Seeing as how he could put names to everything, even making ones up when he couldn't find the right one. When we name a thing, we help it exist. And if it exists, it's not so scary because other people know what it is too. I wanted him to put a name to this, but even he didn't have one. But not having a name for something doesn't make it any less real. I knew, and he did too, that the only time I felt really complete is when I could be her. Which is why it was so cruel when 3 years later Will came to me and said, "Ned, your voice is changing and I'm afraid you'll have to stop playing Juliet and the other girls. There's no more hiding you're a man." No, I cried, "Don't make me give them up." "It's out of my hands," said Will. "It's your own body that's giving you away. You should have known this day was coming." But, and I was crying real tears then, no acting. "It's only on that stage that my life is real, that I'm real. If you take that away from me, you're good as killing me, Will." "Perhaps you can graduate to men's roles," he said. "No men's parts," I told him. "Ever. It isn't fair. You may be a great playwright, but you're a terrible brother." I knew it cut him to the quick to hear that, but he was taking my life away from me. And then suddenly his eyes got a bit peculiar, as if he saw a strange door he couldn't wait to open. "Well then, dear brother, I'll just have to write roles for older women so you can graduate to playing them." "No nursemaids," I said. He smiled and said all quiet, like, "No, Ned, you'll play women of great majesty, intelligence, and beauty." "Like who?" I asked. Like Cleopatra," he said, as if announcing her presence right in front of us. "A queen more powerful and passionate than any other." "Will her name be in the title?" I asked. "I promise it," said Will. And he kept his word. It took him 8 years, and in that time he wrote lots of older women for me. Hamlet's mum, Gertrude, and that mad as a loon, Lady Macbeth. But none of them compared to Cleopatra, a queen who, to quote my brother, was infinite in her variety. It was the role of the lifetime. What I didn't know is that I was giving the performance of my death. As I was rehearsing the part, holding the asp to my breast, I was dying in real life too. By December, I was too weak to stand, and my body searched for the words that were no longer there. I would never go on as the beautiful thing. I would never just be seen once as her. Bad timing is an actor's nightmare, but loves, I want you to do me a favor. When the history books say they don't know the first boy who played Juliet, or worse, it was Robbie Goff, please say it was not played by a boy at all, but by a young girl. And age could not wither her, nor custom stale, her infinite variety. The lines for Cleopatra that I'd forgotten, well, loves. I remember them now, especially her last scene. I always say all a good actor needs is a great accident. Oh, I had one. Waited all this time to play it. Picture it, torches burning bright in the Queen's tomb, when Cleopatra knows the end is near. She summons her ladies to help her for her final act. Never before has she felt so strong, so resolute. You might say I've grown into the role. Give me my robe and put on my crown. I have immortal longings.